Lyle Bradshaw is a visual artist and a director and professor at Parsons School of Design. As a visual artist, she uses her work to make meaningful connections to the world around her. Her work incorporates dreams, children's stories, cultural iconography, ethnography, and social issues. Her artwork is a way for her to integrate visual journalism and bring images to life. Though trained in both illustration and graphic design, Bradshaw found her voice as a fine artist. She uses her paintings as single-frame narratives, and her medium allows her to create vibrant mirrors into her subjects. She uses watercolor as a medium to create depth, transparency in her work. Bradshaw's works have been recognized in both publications and exhibitions. She has worked with clients such as the Amsterdam News, PCENG, and the New York Times Magazine, and has exhibited in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. Alice Harrison is a New Jersey mixed media artist who has been recognized in private and public establishments throughout the United States, Europe, Mexico, South Africa, Israel, Dubai, and New Zealand. These establishments include Noise Museum, Johnson & Johnson, Shanghai Group, Blue Man Group, and the Museum of Collage. She also has been in publications such as the Book of Master Collage. Harrison started her artistic prowess through a traditional lens and then later converted her style into abstract art using mixed media. She also made art in some form throughout her life, even while earning a living in other fields and raising her family. Her creative process is intuitive. She explores the inharmonious pieces before her, laying marks and materials. She finds combining things with the former life with the new materials is a wonderful challenge. Alpajita Lal creates her work through inspiration from nature. Through contemplating her work, viewers can enjoy a spiritual connection to natural phenomena such as metallic sounds of rain and the rustling of fall leaves. The New Jersey-based artist is also accomplished in acrylic and oil painting. She most adores the medium of watercolor. Her paintings allow viewers the privilege to peek through the door of serenity, joy, and stillness of the world. This attentiveness has allowed her to be featured in solo and group exhibitions and part of private collections. Nature can enable the mind to explore the infinite possibilities that exist in time and space, but only a few are bestowed the gift and harness the force and transformation it takes to create relatable masterpieces. She's been featured in the summer of 2020's issue of Creative Artist magazine. Lal also seeks to spread her knowledge and passion for art making through her job as an art instructor.
Deborah McCloskey started her education in art at the age of 9. She furthered her studies in the arts by earning a BA in Fine Art, Art History, and History at Virginia Commonwealth University and studying at workshops specializing in acrylic, pastel, and colored pencil. McCloskey uses mixed media such as acrylics, paper, markers, metal leaves, stones, beads, and found objects to express her deep love of the landscape and the inspiration she finds in painting outdoors. Intense compositions, textures, color harmonies, emotion, and depth are something that one can find in observing McCloskey's personal and intuitive canvases. Instead of directing her viewers to receive specific messages from her art, she encourages them to find their own compelling story in her work. Her works have appeared in many publications and exhibitions, and she is best known for her figurative works, mainly her enigmatic landscapes. McCloskey has also participated as a juror for such shows as the Color Pencil Society of the United Kingdom, 20th Anniversary Gala Exhibition in London, and the Riverwood Village Arts Council in 2019, and her artwork has received a host of both domestic and international awards, including a CPSA International Exhibitions Award. as well as Award for Excellence in 2018 and an Award for Distinction in 2020 and first place in the MAPA-BA Small Plane Airworks Expedition in Havre de Grace, Maryland. Doris Ettlinger graduated in illustration from the Rhode Island School of Design and later received an MFA in printmaking from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. She currently resides in New Jersey, where she teaches watercolor above her studio. She creates figurative works through the inspirations from her surroundings in the world. The subjects of her paintings are diverse and can include people such as her friends to the scenery of nature. Ettlinger works in a way where she edits, composes, plans, and sketches before she wets her brush. She starts her work with big brushes and then moves on to smaller ones to create more refined brushstrokes. In her artwork Sparrow's Nest, the viewers can see fine details of the nest within the broad-length branch, which seems to be painted effortlessly. Ettlinger's style and her way of approaching her works enabled her to achieve balance in her paintings. Through planning and courage, she can avoid overworking an art piece and create fresh and lively results. She believes that it is essential for her subjects to look alive even if they are unanimated. Aside from awards and exhibitions, Doris has also illustrated 40 children's books, including the award-winning titles A Book for Black-Eyed Susan and The Orange Shoes, presented by Cornell and Company.
Gwen Walker DePia received a Bachelor of Arts and Arts Education from Temple University and Tyler School of Art. Over the years, Gwen has not only been a teacher, but has also remained an active artist who mainly works with colored pencils, watercolor, and oils. Starting from late 2010, her works have achieved recognition in exhibitions and shows. She has received Best Artist from South Jersey Magazine in 2011 and was also a signature member of PWCS and NJWCS. There is a sense of peacefulness in her works, and which she brings her patrons to a place of serenity and beauty. She has stated that each image I create is based on a series of photographs that I take, often altering the composition to achieve a sense of peacefulness and escape. Whether it's the pot that seems to be untouched or the scattered photos on the table, the subjects of her paintings do not only appear realistic, but the stillness of their existence brings the viewers into another world or time, maybe a quiet afternoon or a peaceful evening. Even the poetic titles she gives to her paintings provide the viewers with a sense of tranquility.
Hannah Aviv sees her world around her in terms of shapes and composition. She constantly challenges herself to create the most exciting combination of shapes and colors. She discovered watercolor to be the best medium to translate her worldview into colorful artworks that feature natural subjects through all the years of practicing art. Aviv focuses on the overall design of her work, and as she views the world in lines, shapes, and colors, the world appears more prosperous and vibrant. Under her lenses, the world seems to come alive with colors. Flaming sunset oozes fiery colors, dyeing the trees and houses into burnt orange before nightfall, and a strike of lightning in which colors burst out from. Her viewers can peek into that vibrant world of hers through her use of colors on paper. Her inspiration from nature has allowed her to discover her specialization in floral arrangements and landscapes. She loves to travel and find inspirations in the landscapes she encounters. Putting them in small sketches while in the field allows her to finish later in the studio. Joelle Rudin is a mixed media artist who primarily uses pastel and mediums such as watercolor, graphite, crayon, oil pastel, gouache, and acrylic to create imaginary landscapes that provoke the feeling of a mystical world. Starting as an illustrator, Rudin transitioned his style from using pen and ink to exploring pastel palettes over the years. This transformation is a reflection of not only his experience and life, but also the world around him. During his exploration with pastel, Rudin has developed his tools in combination with his approach to creating a viewpoint that seems endless to the eye, seamlessly merging what one can perceive as land and sky in an almost smoke-like technique. Looking at his artwork, His viewers can observe the patterns created by the tools he invented. His works often evoke the faded look of old color photos, prints, and films. His artworks have been shown throughout the country, mainly in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. His most recent award was with the 2021 Mercer County Artist Exhibition Purchase Award by the Mercer County Culture and Heritage Commission. Rudin also has had various accomplishments in the illustration and cartoon area. These included publications in a weekly newspaper and magazines.
Libby Ramage completed her education in the arts at the School of the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, where she studied painting, lithography, video, and drawing. Originally from Youngstown, Ohio, Ramage works and resides in the New York, New Jersey metro area. In her work, Ramage experiments with found media and materials, such as textiles, old family photos, scraps of dated artwork, acrylics, charcoals, pastels, and pencils, to create deeply personal art. Ramage is a storyteller who applies the collage technique of building layers of materials and old photos on her canvases to convey a psychological and emotional connection between her work and memories of meaningful personal relationships and events in her life. Her artworks also serve as visual depictions of the passage of time. Her works have been exhibited locally and nationally at a series of exhibitions, including the Mercer County Artist Exhibition and the City of Trenton's Ellerslie Museum. Her work has also previously been exhibited at Alfa Gallery from 2015 to 2017. Ramage is an artist, art instructor, and illustrator who has also illustrated the 2001 edition of the children's book One by One by Harlan Platt. Maria Morales received her education at the Parsons School of Design, earning a BFA in illustration. Morales would go on to further her artistic education through studying life and mixed media sculpture, life drawing, multimedia art, lithography, and drawing at various workshops and centers for the fine arts, such as the American Woodcarving School in Wayne, New Jersey, and the Lyceum Hall Center for the Arts in Burlington, New Jersey. Morales began her artistic career as a traditional illustrating painter and focused on developing a realistic style of painting using the medium of oil on canvas and wood. However, later on, she discovered the joy and freedom in creating intuitive abstract art and tradition to experimenting with pictorial abstraction. She employs various media, including acrylic, textures, drawing, mark-making tools, and collage techniques to create her vibrant and enigmatic abstract compositions. In her work, Morales weaves together different media to tell compelling narratives. Abstract art forms have enabled her to express herself and let her wildest imaginations run free. She has been active in exhibitions from 2008 till today. This year, she was in the 2021 WAA Summer Open Show at the Smithville Annex Gallery in East Hampton, New Jersey, and awarded an Honorable Mention Award. In addition to being featured in the 2021 Members Exhibition at the Medford Art Center in Medford, New Jersey, her work received both first place and honorable mention awards. Mark DeMoss finds joy in working with the organic nature of watercolor. In his work, he accesses the unlimited potential of the medium through exploring different kinds of washes, the effect of color and light, and experimenting with its fluidity, texture, and transparency. He aims to capture a sense of life in objects through watercolor and thus transfer each object's unique essence onto his canvases. For DeMoss, each painting is a puzzle to find the right approach of color and design to create a personal statement in a moment in time. The Morristown, New Jersey-based artist has studied watercolor, pastel, and oil with numerous artists such as Robert Saxon and Ted Minchin over the years. DeMoss's works have been exhibited in several American shows. Mark features in such publications as Splash 8 2003 and Splash 9 2006, watercolor books published by Northlight Press, as well as featured in the book Watercolor Secrets 2009, also by Northlight Press. His work has earned numerous awards and honors, including the 2017 Award of Excellence at the Northeast Watercolor Society International Open Show in Kent and the 2014 Silver Medal of Honor at the New Jersey Watercolor Society Open Juried Show in Middletown, New Jersey, as well as the 2011 Award of Excellence and People's Choice Award at the Mountain Art Show in Burnsville, New Jersey.
Mary Ann Burton developed her artistic interests at a young age, and in high school, Burton was motivated to foster her talents further. Thus, she continued her studies of art at the New York School of Fine and Industrial Art. Burton has a thriving art career, allowing her to receive awards in corporate and private collections worldwide. Aside from winning awards, she has also attained signature status in various watercolor societies and was a board member at the Catherine Lorillard Wolfe Art Club. She approaches her creations by observing the world through an intimate lens. These inspirations often come from light shining through, creating bends, reflections, and dissipating colors. She challenges herself by expressing and transferring what she observes onto paper, whether evoking a feeling or a memory, bringing someone a sense of peace or joy, or reminding them of a familiar time or place. I like to make an emotional connection through my artwork.
Michael McFadden is a Western New Jersey-based mixed media artist, craftsman, and fine arts educator who received his MFA from the University of Wisconsin. His mixed media collages are inspired by his imagination and memory of poignant events, in which he repurposes traditional themes by employing an artistic language of pictorial abstraction. Michael transforms these intensely personal emotional experiences into high-contrast compositions that capture memories that transcend the boundaries of space and time and appeal to collective emotional experiences that are defining aspects of humanity, thus provoking a profound emotional response in his viewers. He utilizes a vocabulary of poetic abstraction characterized by a bold color palette and expressive linear marks and abstract shapes in his work. He mainly works with the media of ink and watercolor on rice paper fragments to build his carefully constructed compositions. His imaginative compositions are open-ended journeys in improvisation and discovery that invite viewers to reflect on their own emotional experiences. McFadden exhibited in numerous shows, most recently the 22nd Annual Open Juried Exhibition of Studio Montclair's Viewpoints in 2019, and the 2019 Center for Contemporary Arts Members Show. His work has received numerous honors and awards, including the 2017-2018 Tewksbury Historical Abstract Painting Awards and the Phillips Mill 2017 Abstract Painting Awards. When Miriam Lefkowitz is not drawing, she hikes and swims among the river and mountains. Since a young age, she's been drawing abstract shapes and creating artworks using gouache and mixed media along the Delaware River for the last 2 decades. Her creations are almost always instinctive and intuitive. The separate yet connected experiences of the body, the mind, and the soul converge to help create the artworks her viewers are seeing. Lefkowitz transforms her emotions and feelings into abstract and colorful forms on canvases instead of drawing what she sees. Instead of drawing the water, I draw how I feel in the water. Instead of drawing a tree, I draw how I feel standing under a tree. The Highland Park, New Jersey-based artist studied with the artist Lloyd McNeil at the Mason Gross School of the Arts and has previous career experience working as a photojournalist and videographer. Lefkowitz's work has been exhibited in a plethora of shows, including the new Brunswick Art Salon's 2013 exhibition, Infinite Layers at Alfa Gallery, Water is Life 2017 at Highland Park Chamber 43 on Raritan Avenue, and the show Windows of Understanding 2018-20 at Highland Park, New Jersey.
Mafu Dennis is a multi-dimensional figurative impressionist and abstract expressionist painter. Born in Nigeria, he studied painting and fine arts at the Polytechnic of Ibadan, which he received a national diploma. Dennis would further his studies in art by earning a higher national certificate in painting from Achu Polytechnic in Edo, Nigeria. As a mixed media artist, Dennis experiments primarily with vibrant mediums such as acrylic, creating abstract works that center the themes of human bodies. Dennis is fascinated with the idea that the body creates symbolic messages that can be able to criticize society. Dennis, a real artist, is defined by his ability to visually portray the portrait of human souls rather than the body. Dennis also takes inspiration from his daily experiences, challenges, and historical events, as well as documentation that relates to modernism and African culture and traditions. He has participated in several international exhibitions, including Lagos and London.
Paul Tingbor is a contemporary watercolor artist who has captivated the world with his dynamic cityscapes. Born in the southern Chinese city of Guangzhou, Qingbo began studying art at the age of 12 and followed his artistic passion through high school and college, where he learned traditional techniques of fine art. Qingbo's work have been exhibited and are in many private and public collections in Australia, England, Japan, China, and the United States. His paintings explore the medium of watercolor, building from his inspiration of Eastern and Western art. Qingbo uses the most prominent and heaviest paper he can find for large-scale creations without affecting the traditional principles of watercolor painting. However, he works in a way which makes him reconsider the intrinsic nature of watercolor medium. The images he created are not so transparent, not so spontaneous in some parts, and not so watercolor anymore. Resides in New York City, Qingbo finds the city not only inspiring, but also complementing with his limited color palette, as his favorite colors are black and white. The contrast between dark and light is so much a part of the experience of living in New York. Within the many facets of New York City, he sees people shackled to their responsibilities in life. Part of the artist series, NBAS, is currently showing in our Mirror to the World virtual exhibition. It is the series depicting the memorial light beams of 9/11, the aftermath of the happening. His viewers are able to sense a quiet intensity in the melancholic yet powerful nature of his works.
Summer Husseini is a first-generation Arab-American female artist born in America to an Arab refugee parent and an Arab immigrant parent. The West Orange, New Jersey-based artist studied art and art history at the University of Maryland and received a master's in communication design from the Pratt Institute. Through her luminous mixed media compositions, Husseini re-envisions what it means to be both an Arab American and a woman working and living in 21st century America. In her multimedia work, Husseini reinterprets traditional Arab cultural motifs and icons to explore her female and ethnic identities. She layers acrylic paint, ink, collage, charcoal, and gold leaf on her canvases to create thought-provoking and ethereal abstract compositions that celebrate the beautiful, complex history of Arab culture. She's exhibited in multiple group shows, received her solo exhibition at Gallery Al-Quds in Washington, D.C., and was selected as a featured Maplewood Ideas Festival artist. Some of her other awards include an Innovative Fine Art Award from Catherine Lorillard Wolf Art Club and a certificate of recognition from the Brooklyn Waterfront Artists Coalition in 2018.
As always, we would like to thank our sponsors for allowing us the opportunity to host this event.